Oh, sure. I'm just a business guy from Atlanta, stewarding No Place Left there. So we've got some teams in different parts of the city, and like Andy said, seeing some G2 stuff, but really feeling, I'd say we feel pretty stuck getting, again, to lasting healthy church, but really excited about the laborers that God's raised up and the leaders and coaches, and even as we fasted and pray for legacy churches locally who have a heart for movement, God's started answering that prayer a little bit with several really great church partners, and Kumar's going to come to Atlanta and meet some of them, hopefully partner with them next week. But we've got 6 million people in Atlanta, 4 million are lost, 2 million will not come to church to hear about Jesus if invited, and we have a lot of churches in Atlanta who are using that strategy. So we're just trying to reach those lost folks. I think the thing we've been learning lately is just, again, a little bit of what we were talking about last night, just really abiding in Christ as a team and trying to follow up on those homes much more rapidly and much more faithfully to, again, bring the power and presence of the gospel and back into those homes. And so, and then personally as well, just our entire team, Andy's raising some support, but all of us are dual vocational, and so just trying to learn to balance work. And I think one of our strengths is we have a lot of people sharing at work through No Place Left. But really just even personally running a company, balancing work with time in the harvest, time training, is something we've been learning and sort of failing forward in. And so I'd love to discuss that with any of you guys if you have advice and even share what we're learning. So what am I missing?
Yeah, that's it. Pretty good.
Okay.
You want to mention the beyond the U.S. border?
Oh yeah, so it's, again, Atlanta for the sake of the nations, right? So partnering with Kumar and E3, we're doing training in Southeast Asia. And just, I love that because we go there and really we see a lot of fruit, get encouraged, and then we can take folks from our practitioner team in Atlanta with us to get encouragement and to really help us simplify the training is one thing that I've learned. If I'm training in Asia versus in the US, it really forces me to simplify things and really streamline things. Kumar and I were having this conversation about how we tend to make things more complex in the West, and I'd highly recommend either going and training in South America with Augie or coming and training with us in Asia or any of these guys, just to simplify your training. It's really been cool to do that. So what we've done is raised a small budget in Atlanta for our dual vocational folks so that if they do want to go train with Troy or Augie or Nathan or us in Southeast Asia, I'll cover like half of their cost for that, and then they have to raise the other half. But I try to incentivize them training with other MPL teams. And that's been the core strength in Atlanta, is being able to lean on all of you for both connections and cross-pollination and training. So I say the more you can connect with other teams and get your team training with them, the stronger and faster you're going to grow, and the faster you're going to have a sense that you're a part of something bigger that God's doing. Yeah. So
that hopefully came across as a theme yesterday. This idea of 1,000 fires burning toward each other. Mm-hmm. And to actually, as your network begins to think about how you can cooperate, what you can do as far as sending, is there a better place than what we just heard, figuring out how to incentivize cross-pollination among these various teams.
Yeah. Now
the next 3 days we're going to start looking to Paul's 3 journeys across the book of Acts. And I think you will see evidence of that very thing as this web of relationships between Galatia, Macedonia, Achaia, Asia begins to overlap and spider web across itself, right? How these different relationships, sendees and senders, keep overlapping more and more. So, guys, that's what we see in the room. That's what we see in the U.S. through these networks and various tables. So, good example, great example for us.